Two members of Congress are now saying that after reviewing unredacted Epstein case documents, they believe at least 6 additional individuals appear to be implicated in the files, which immediately expands the scope of this story beyond what most people thought was already known publicly. Here's what actually happened. Lawmakers were allowed to review previously unredacted Department of Justice materials tied to the Epstein investigation. And after only a couple of hours inside a massive archive of documents, they publicly stated that they identified at least 6 individuals whose placement and context inside the files suggest possible involvement, even though their names were previously hidden behind redactions. Welcome to Why It's Trending Daily. I'm Hank. This is where I break down the stories everyone's suddenly Googling, and I explain to you why they matter. So the key detail here is that this is being said across party lines, which matters because it makes it much harder to dismiss as political theater, and it also increases the likelihood that pressure will build for deeper document reviews, additional releases, or follow-up investigations, depending on what oversight committees believe they're actually seeing. Another detail that is quietly important is that some materials reportedly arrived to the Justice Department already partially redacted from earlier stages, which means the idea that these files represent a single clean, untouched archive is probably not accurate, and that could lead to questions about how much of the total picture anyone has actually seen. The grounded takeaway here is that if more names eventually surface through official processes, the story stops being about a closed historical scandal and becomes about ongoing legal and political exposure for people who may still hold power or influence today. That would create some very real consequences, including potential criminal exposure, civil litigation risks, and international political complications, depending on who is ultimately connected and what evidence exists alongside their names. Right now, this is still in the document review phase, but historically, when Congress starts signaling that there is more inside files than the public has seen, that usually means follow-up hearings, subpoenas, or investigative pushes are not far behind. I'm Hank, here to explain the chaos, not hype it. If you want clarity instead of noise, you're in the right place.